Hey folks, welcome back. So, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is out now, and it came out swinging to a point where Disney might have to sell the Little Mermaid to a sushi restaurant in order to make some of its money back. I haven't had a chance to see Across the Spider-Verse just yet. I'll see it in the next few days, but everything is pointing towards it being a massive hit and a very enjoyable film. I mean, if you look at the Rotten score at the moment, above 90% for critics, and the audience score is above 90 as well. So it's nice to see that both fans and critics are agreeing on something at the moment, which is nice. I mean, they agreed on the Little Mermaid as well, being a pretty shit film. Anyway, this is bad news for the Little Mermaid, for Disney. They've got a lot of egg on their face at the moment. I mean, it's been on their face for a while now. It's just more layers of egg getting added. Oh boy, but these mainstream outlets, these big shill companies, that still, obey Disney's command, they've been throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at people off late. They're calling us terrorists, racist, phobes, all kinds of bad things. You're a terrible person if you don't watch The Little Mermaid. That's what they're telling you. Thing is, hasn't worked, has it? I just wanted to highlight, a couple of articles there. There's so many though, so many. But what's happening is these shill outlets, I think they're doing their final rounds with the Little Mermaid. It's in open water now, so anything goes. So pretty much Disney are happy to get any attention at this point. Good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. They'll take it. Anything to, you know, highlight the Little Mermaid, okay? Silliness, absolute silliness. Tell you though, the thing with these shill media outlets, with Disney, with their executives, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Kevin Feige as well, they've got very little foresight because The Little Mermaid, it got released in between two films, and you know what those films were. Fast X came out a week before, which has one of the most diverse casts imaginable, and then this week, you've got Across the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales, a black Spider-Man, a black leading character. What's strange is that I haven't heard these news outlets, scream and shout at the top of their voices at some big hill saying, if you don't watch these films, you're a racist. Where's that? Does it only apply to The Little Mermaid? Unbelievably strange, isn't it? And look, here's, a thing. A lot of people have already, woken up to the fact that Disney no longer care about their franchises, the properties that they own. But what's happening more recently is that the moms and pops, the average consumer, is waking up to this as well. Because Disney, you know, it's no longer about entertainment. It's no longer about making family friendly content for all to enjoy. Their target audience for a long time now has been a very small vocal minority, a very small percentage of people who don't even care, who won't even see your films and shows anyway. So Disney's really pandering to a very small percentage for naught. It is purely an ego boost for those executives that I mentioned earlier. Now, on another note, Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man is a Sony-owned property. I know it's a Marvel character, but Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man and anything that relates to Spider-Man. Now, I remember when Civil War came out, and everyone was like, Sony, please, sell Spider-Man to Disney Marvel. How times have changed. Now most people are like, Sony, for the love of God, hold on to Spider-Man, never let go. Yeah. Look, I think it's pretty safe to say that The Little Mermaid is an absolute disaster. It's destined to be a complete flop. Let's hope it sinks and sinks miserably. Across the Spider-Verse, as mentioned, probably one of the biggest hits of the summer. I mean, there's some other big films coming out in June. You've got Transformers Rise of the Beast, The Flash, and then you've got Indy 5 at the end of June. Transformers Rise of the Beast, I don't know if this is going to do well at all. Transformers movies, I think they've been declining. So I'm going to say it's not going to do that great. The Flash, this one's a tough one to pick because you're hearing good things about The Flash, but has too much damage been done, you know, with Ezra Miller and just all the reshoots and everything else around DC, changing hands? uh, I'm hoping it does well because I think it's got the right tone for a superhero film, but we'll have to see. Indy 5, oh hell, that I want to flop, and it's looking like it'll be a complete failure. So that's, yeah, that's cool. The next biggest hit I think we're going to get is in July with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I think that will be, the ultimate blockbuster for the summer. You've got at the moment Across the Spider-Verse as the biggest hit, which I think it's heading towards that. But yeah, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning I think will blow anything out of the water, but that's in July, and I don't think there's much, competition for it around that time either. I'll keep an eye on the box office numbers for Across the Spider-Verse over the next week or so, see how it does. All right, folks, interesting times ahead, but let's drop The Little Mermaid, okay? No more talk about this silly movie, okay? I'm done with that one. I'm just going to focus on the good stuff and whatever else is going to be around in the next few weeks. Till next time, Leftover Monkey out.